Back again.
He's Nintendo.
Watching this one out now.
Again, they didn't do like a stage presentation, but they did their spotlight video, which is it gives them freedom to do fancy editing.
Yeah, I just want to see the proper conference. Make the effort.
I think put them off when they tried Skyward Sword on stage and it didn't work. Miyamoto was like moving his Wiimote around and Link was like.
Get people who know what they're doing on the job then.
But yeah, at least they had something this year. Last year they did nothing. They showed up. They had like a booth, but all they showed was Zelda and Pokemon Sun and Moon. That was it. Yeah. At least they showed up this year with some kind of presentation.
Yeah. So start off.
They started with a sizzle reel, and most of these have already been announced, but they're coming out soon. Like this, ARMS, Rocket League is coming to Switch. Yeah. Pokemon Tournament DX. I think we played Wii U.
And Splatoon 2.
Splatoon 2 and FIFA 18.
It's good to get FIFA. It shows that it's the larger games are looking at Nintendo more.
They are really, because they said this.
Skyrim.
They said this with the Wii U, that they want to get third-party developers on board again.
Yeah.
This time they really got it, because they said it once before and the Wii U died because it didn't happen. Yeah. They need to make it work this time.
But again, it's part of the problem is they focus so much on their own games. They don't build their console to work on these third-party games.
Well,
they want to have these brilliant.
The thing
graphics.
about the Switch is that developers are more likely to sort of make the effort to make it work on Switch because they know the hook is that you can take it away with you.
Yeah.
So the Switch has an advantage over the Wii U, but so the first one they really talked about was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I haven't played any of these because I'm not huge on RPG games. I can play some of them. I'll happily play Pokemon games, but
Borderlands as well. You enjoyed that when you played that.
That's not as RPG though. That's more like
sort of FPS RPG, isn't it?
It's like an action RPG.
Yeah.
See, action RPGs I do alright with, like Kingdom Hearts. I can play that, but the turn-based stuff. Xenoblade Chronicles, I've heard, is a really long game. The original one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the cheapest because it was a limited print run, but it did okay. It did pretty well. It had like a fan following, and then they did Chronicles X on Wii U.
Yeah.
But I haven't played either of them.
So they're bringing out 2?
Yeah, they're bringing out Chronicles 2, which is going to please a lot of people. Then they showed Kirby. There's no title apart from Kirby.
Oh, okay.
There's another game just like it. A bit later on. They showed a bit of gameplay. It looks a lot like Crystal Shards. Is it called Crystal Shards, the one on N64?
No idea.
But it's basically, I mean, all the Kirby games are relatively similar. They're just fun, so that's why they do well. But the 2D skies roll. This time when you absorb enemies, you can mix powers together. Yeah. So obviously Kirby's shtick is he eats an enemy and then he has like whatever ability they have. He can mix them up now. So you can if he swallows someone with a tornado and then someone else with a flame, he can make like a fire tornado. Yeah. Which has been done in Crystal Shards in N64, but they haven't done it since. So that looks cool. Then they got a guy from the Pokemon company sat in front of the camera. He didn't look very happy. The poor man. He was sort of like. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to sound Japanese and racist without intending to. But he basically says they're making a core RPG Pokemon game for Switch. I know they didn't. They had the gall to come out and do that without any presentation. With just a guy. Yes, we're making Pokemon.
Because he knows.
That's all they need to do is say it's coming.
It needs multiplayer. Is what it needs.
Yeah. Oh,
to be honest, it's just a fucking RPG. Any Pokemon game's an RPG.
I mean, they have sort of done it before when they did. I don't know if you ever played on GameCube the Pokemon Colosseum game and Pokemon XD Game. They had an RPG sort of game in it, but it wasn't like traditional Pokemon. It was sort of just a constant gauntlet of trainers.
Yeah, which it's
not the same.
You need a Pokemon with multiplayer. Pokemon MMO done it brilliantly.
If they didn't,
that was just a port on a PC.
If they didn't do it on Switch, they were never going to do it. But the Switch is portable and console, so I was like, if they don't do it now, they'll never do it.
So possibly your favourite of all of it.
Fucking Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 4's on the way. We haven't had a Metroid game. I'm not counting that Federation Force bullshit they announced 2 years ago. Metroid hasn't had a game since Other M, which I think was 2009 or 10.
So it's long overdue.
Long time ago.
And announced 2.
Metroid Prime 3 was 2007. So Metroid Prime 4, but Prime 4 was literally just a 4 with Metroid Prime sort of stuck next to it, and it says now in development for Switch. So they've got nothing to show us yet, but
yeah, they're working.
It's also not being developed by Retro Studios, who made the original trilogy. But hoping that doesn't make a difference. But it does beg the question: what the hell are Retro working on? Because they've been working on the game for 2 years, and we don't know what it is yet. Everyone thought it was Prime, maybe.
Oh.
But apparently, it can't be another Donkey Kong game. It would be done by now.
Yeah.
That's what they have been doing. Donkey Kong Returns.
Oh, okay.
They didn't mention it in the conference, but they did also, in the Treehouse afterwards, announce another Metroid game on the way. Metroid Samus Returns, which is a remake for 3DS of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus on Game Boy, which is about Lolly's Wheel. So that's cool, because Metroid 2,
it's always cool.
it's a tough one to play today.
See, that's a game that needs a remake.
It is a game that needs a remake. Look, they have done a remake before. They remade the original Metroid from 1986. They remade that on Game Boy Advance. Metroid Zero Mission, my favourite Metroid game. And it's the one I recommend to people if they want to try the series, because it's the shortest and easiest, but it's also still got all the gameplay elements of a fun Metroid game.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's good.
It can only be good. And they've got some new amiibos. They've got a Samus one, and they've got a baby Metroid one. The baby Metroid one's squeaky. Yoshi. This was the other game that's just Yoshi. No title yet.
Yoshi.
It will have
Yoshi.
I wrote down Woolly's World because it looked like Yoshi's Woolly World, but it isn't. Apparently. Yeah. There's that one I can say about that one. It looks like it's a platformer. Yoshi platformer. Fire Emblem Warriors. Yeah, it's like Hyrule Warriors, but with Fire Emblem characters. Well, Dynasty Warriors, I should say, with Fire Emblem characters.
It's what it is.
I really liked Hyrule Warriors, but that might be because of all the different things it brought in from the whole series. Fire Emblem, it looks like they're drawing mainly from all the current games, not so much the old ones, which is a bit of a shame. Zelda items in Skyrim.
I think this is just to try and make people buy the game again on Switch, to be honest, from the sounds of it. Because I mean, I haven't played it yet, but if I was to buy the game, I wouldn't buy it on Switch. Because it's going to look better. I don't know if they support mods on Switch like they do on Xbox.
The only hook...
There's no reason to buy it on Switch, so that gives people a reason.
The reason is you can take it.
Yeah.
The only thing is Skyrim isn't really a game you can take on the road because
it's not multiplayer though.
You can imagine how it will drain the battery in that game. So, but you can scan Zelda amiibos and get like skins, like Link's tunic and things. Thing is, you can probably mod that stuff in the game anyway.
Yeah.
But, so that's the thing. On the amiibos, Zelda Breath of the Wild. They talked about the DLC that's coming out like soon, like weeks.
Which is good because it had been out release day, wasn't it?
It came out March, so
I guess it's due.
There's 2 packs. There's
but
one
again,
coming out now.
Not biased. DLC doesn't belong at E3.
No, but Nintendo needs some things to talk about. So
yeah.
And Zelda has been a huge success for them, so they're probably going to mention it. Kind of like why Horizon got mentioned. They're making some amiibo based on the champions from the game.
Okay.
I don't know what they'll do yet.
Yeah.
I don't think the amiibo looked that good. The first amiibo, I think they don't look so good. Abosa looked a bit weird, and the Gerudo champion Mifa did a bit as well. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Pretty careless. I don't like the Rabbids.
No.
The Rabbids were when they first appeared as a thing, and it was Rayman Raving Rabbids. I didn't mind them as much because I still was getting I was still getting a Rayman game. It was a mini game, but the Rabbids were this was before Minions, so it was like they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then Minions happened, and now they're very. I can't stand that because it became there's no more Rayman. It was always just Rabbids every time.
Yeah.
So
Rocket
League on Switch with crossplay.
Again, crossplay is really good. Again, Sony are blocking it their end.
They don't do that,
They don't, do they? They'll occasionally release something that's brilliant, and then the rest of the time I just think, why? Why do this?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like, games aside, games are a separate matter to crossplay, really. There's no need. There's no need at all to block it. There you go.
Then they ended with Super Mario Odyssey, which we knew
I haven't seen any of yet.
we knew was a thing anyway. They'd already announced this one. They released a release date, 27th of October. So that ain't too bad.
Not too far away.
And they showed off the gimmick of the game. Aside from the fact that it's set in like pseudo real locations like New York, New Dog City, as they're calling it, Mexico, stuff like that. You can body switch with enemies and NPCs.
By throwing your hat at them.
The hat is like a character in this one.
It's weird.
So you can use it to help you platform. So like if there's a long jump, you can throw the hat out in front of you, jump on the hat and bounce off and onto the next platform.
Oh, that's quite a cool mechanism.
Yeah, so it looks like we do also all kinds of things. It's a bit like Flood from Sunshine. It's got all different uses.
I'd hope that in Mario Maker they'd bring in the extra features. That'd be kind of cool.
They might do that if they were to port Mario Maker to Switch.
Yeah. I just think that'd be cool just to bring in the extra features from games. Because it adds a new dynamic.
Yeah, yeah. It could work in 2D,
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll have to see some more of that one. It looks a very open world as well, which is very different from Mario. It's normally like, here's a little level.
Yeah.
Jump through my level.
Go through.
Instead of like, oh my goodness, it's a big city.
Yeah. Okay, and
that's
that was
what she wrote for Nintendo.
So, yeah, cheers for watching, and we'll be back with a brief wrap-up. See you in a bit.
Peace.